What's going on, folks? Hope you're having a wonderful night or day. Today we're going to be talking about the upcoming MMORPG known as Quinfall. I wanted to jump in on this as soon as possible because about 9 months ago there was something posted on the LinkedIn page of the company behind Quinfall, Fallreek Technologies, which was something that was really huge but I completely missed. As the video title suggests, this is going to be about the map of Quinfall. I don't know if this is the most up-to-date version. I assume they made some changes since then, and it does make me very eager to see what they have available in the world at the moment. Now, just as a quick note before we get started, Quinfall, as we stated before, is claiming to be around 2,016 kilometers squared, and just like the title of this map says, they're wanting to create the world's biggest MMORPG map. Now, just as an example of the sheer size of this map, I use this a lot, but this map, or 2016 kilometers squared, could fit the size of Skyrim inside of it over 53 to 54 times. I can't recall an MMO form a map size that has been this big before, but one thing I'm sure we can all predict is this is going to be an absolute networking nightmare. Never mind what features we have available or what the gameplay looks like in the final version, if they're able to get just the networking itself under control, that'll be a major feat all on its own. Now, the map I have here shows about 5 different regions that we can expect to see in the game. The middle one, which is something I wasn't actually expecting to be a thing because I have seen this mentioned in articles before, is called Middle Earth. Honestly, I thought they were referring to the entire continent when they said that, but yeah, the actual center region is called Middle Earth. A lot of this area surrounding it, in between the different regions, we can't really make out the terrain, but in the surrounding water we do have some interesting landmarks. Again, this game does plan to have a naval system, which I'm really curious to see if they'll be able to pull off, but the first one I noticed was this giant whirlpool or dark portal, and it made me very curious to see what we'd find inside. Now, the team has mentioned that we will be fighting bosses both in the water and underwater. We've already seen what appears to be a semi-scripted showcase of a kraken, but southeast of this we also do see what appears to be a sea dragon, so that does make me very hopeful that we'll be seeing this in game as well. The exact quote they gave us in the recent AMA when someone asked how we are going to build a ship and what kind of activities we can do with one, there's going to be sea warfare, open sea monsters, islands, and underwater settings to explore. We also do see ship icons in the middle of the ocean, and that makes me hopeful that we'll see NPC ships as well, because one thing I really want to do is relive my time in the Pirates of the Caribbean Online MMO. It was amazing. So for the other regions, the top left one is known as, I believe, Naresia Hidden Souls, which they do actually have a separate post regarding this as well, along with what appears to be concept maps that they probably used while creating this world. The bottom right one, I believe, is known as Reus Black Craw. We also do have a separate one for that as well, and it seems to be more of a religious or tribal area just based off of what we see here. The other two I wasn't able to find concepts for, but I believe the one on the bottom left has desert in its name, and the top right one is something something soul. Now, the only way that I could really see this map working, just because of how big it is, unless they've seriously cracked the code on what it takes to netcode something this big properly, is something that a couple MMOs have used, such as Atlas and Life is Feudal, known as the grid system. Other than that, I don't really know how they're going to be able to handle even thousands of people at a time, let alone tens of thousands, but I'd be very curious to find out. Keep in mind that we're also going to have guild islands plus housing systems, so both of those are things that I think will add even further strain on the server. Safe to say we're probably going to have a very interesting closed beta test, and I wouldn't be surprised if we only end up testing one of these regions at a time. But I'm super curious to hear what your guys' thoughts on this is. I think this is amazing, and I'm going to try to reach out to see if there's any updates they can give us on how the map might have changed, or if there's a bigger one we can look at. I think there's a couple hidden things in this map that we'll have to revisit at a later time, but please let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Have a great night or day, folks. Farewell.